Hope your day is going well. God bless you for joining. Please, you can share this live video um, and invite others to come and hear what the Lord have to say to us today. Um, Please, let's take a minute to share it to some people. I know some people are looking for this kind of things to hear because a lot of things are happening out there in marriages, relationships that people want to that people want to hear. We're lacking good models out there. So let's please share it to people that we know that this will be beneficial. Thank you. So today, our topic would be sitting under others. It is important that we sit under people. In 1 Thessalonians 2:11, I'm going to read it here. It says, let a woman learn in quietness, in entire submissiveness. That's 1 Timothy 2:11. Thank you. So it's important that we sit under mentors. When I'm talking about sitting under people here or under others, it means sitting under godly counselors, godly parents, godly and genuine teachers. It is very important because see what is happening in the world today. Why we are not having good models in our marriages, or why our marriage is not working the way it ought to be, is because we are lacking people that, like, we are lacking mentors. And it's even hard for people to sit under someone. For you to sit under others, under mentors, genuine prophets that will guide you in life, in relationship, in marriage, you have to sit in quietness. You have to be sitting. You can't be standing and then you want to learn. You can't be a good learner that way. You must be sitting down. Have you seen someone trying to learn something and then you are standing? You know that your leg is going to pain you, or your waist, your arm, something is going to be paining you that will distort your learning. So it's important that you sit down. Sit down in submissiveness. When they talk about submission, people are kind of furious. But you can't learn without being submissive. Submissive just means being obedient. When they tell you sit, you sit. They say stand, you stand. You're just being obedient to somebody. Taking permission before you do things. Before, like, if you don't have good knowledge about relationship or marriage, and you are preparing to enter into marriage, you're preparing to enter into relationship, and then you've not even read books. You've not even opened materials. You're not even teachable. You're not even sitting down under somebody, under your parents, asking them questions like, what is the secret of your success in marriage? But you can't even ask your pastor questions, and then you want to be a successful person in marriage. It doesn't work that way. And that is what is going on today. Marriages are ending up in rivals because they don't have mentors. I don't know who is backing you up. Who are you actually listening? Who are you actually following? Are you following social media? Are you learning from social media? We don't have good role models out there. If you're looking up to social media, your marriage is going to crash. You should have a good mentor in life, someone that will guide you, because there are things that you can't see that your mentor will see. Even God had to tell Abraham, look far, look ahead of you. What do you see? God already saw in his future. He already saw ahead of him, and he's telling him, look, so that you can see what I'm saying. There are things that on a normal day you won't see, but having a counselor, having a guidance, a good teacher and pastor over you, someone that oversees you, that will say, okay, see my daughter, see my son, this place you are missing it. Let's just reverse. Do it this way, do it that way. Even Apostle Paul had a son. He had many sons. And in 1 Timothy 1 and 2, you will see where he said, my true son in the faith, grace, spiritual blessing and favor, mercy and heart peace be yours from God the Father and Christ Jesus our Lord. Even in verse 3, he went ahead and said, as I urge you, when I was on my way to Macedonia, stay in where you are at Ephesus, in order that you may warn and admonish and charge certain individuals not to teach any different doctrine. So you can see that Apostle Paul, Timothy was already submitting to Apostle Paul. And Apostle Paul will always try to admonish him. He said, my true son. That means that they have people that they have sons that are true and they have untrue ones. So you must be loyal and dear to a father for him to call you a true son. That's what Apostle called Timothy here. Because Timothy was always taking instruction from him. Before he would take a step, he will ask him, this bold step I'm trying to take, is it good? Please look ahead. Because, I think that why things are happening the way it is in this our generation, especially in marriage, is because our older parents are degenerating. You see someone in their 40s, 50s, the enemy already attacked the person with an illness that will always affect them being able to transfer what they have or the things that they have learned in life to our younger generation. So it's time for us to start listening to the older people. It's time the older people come to teach the younger generations. Because what we are having today is that we think we know it all. When you're trying to advise somebody, tell you, oh man, I know that. I already know that. That's the issue. If our older parents are staying longer or are living longer than expected, these things that are happening today wouldn't be. The enemy is trying to cut them short because he knows that once these older women, older daddies that are around, that we're not going to be missing our steps. That's why he is taking them early from us. Even the ones around you, cherish them. Try to learn things from them. Ask them questions. Because these older people, they're always willing to teach. Are you willing to listen? That's the question. I remember when I was preparing for marriage, growing up, some parents are usually shy when it comes to, teaching about certain things that we need to know in our marriages. Like, how you want to get married, and on that night of your trial or prior before that day, your parents will call you, sit you down, talk to you and all that. Or even they will even start ahead of time telling you, do this. You see your husband, listen. Don't do this, don't disobey him. You cook for him, you give him this, you give him that. I didn't have all that privilege. And knowing that I want a successful marriage, I decided to go and sit under others and learn. Because there are certain areas that I was missing that I do not know, that I was ignorant of. Ignorance is not an excuse. Because there are so many mediums for you to learn. You can learn through text, through books, through hearing people's story, being teachable and all that. So I was praying and God led me. He opened my eyes in a vision and I saw the woman he wanted me to stay under and learn from her. She's already in marriage and have about 3 kids. And immediately, God orchestrated myself. He brought the woman to me. I was just saying the Lord brought the person to me and said, this is the person. And what I learned from that woman, oh my goodness, it changed my life. It transformed my life totally. She was down to earth to open up a lot of things. Even when she made mistakes, she told me, say, listen, do it like this. And I was sitting, learning. I was teachable, I was open to whatever she had to say. So it's important that you sit under others so you do not make the same mistake that they made. It's important. even I also had to go and okay, I wanted a big house, which definitely that's my prayer, like mansion, yes. So what did I do? I went to pastors' houses, sat under them, told them that I need to do this, do that, help them clean the house, do things. I was learning, I was practicing. Because if I wanted a mansion, I have to start somewhere. I must show God that I am capable, that I'm ready. God cannot give you something that you're not prepared for, that you're not ready for. He knows when you're ready. You have been praying, praying, praying. God, I need a husband, I need a husband. Give me a husband, give me a husband. He won't give you if you're not ready because he knows that it's going to end in divorce. You're going to be fighting every blessed day. When you are ready, you will know. These are the things that you need to learn. In life, if you want something, go and practice. Go and show that you are capable of handling that. What happened with the talents? People that the master, they gave talents, servants that they were giving some talents. The other person that hid his own on the sword wasn't ready. Other ones that used it, they must have handled that before in the secret. I was able to handle it physically. That's what I did. In a very big house like this, even here when I came over to the States, my pastor's friend, I would go on Saturdays, clean the whole house myself, like a whole story building, duplex. I would clean everything, arrange all the beds, wash the dishes, clean whatever needs to be cleaned. I was building up something. I know what I was doing. Even when I had older women as my friends, people think that I was going crazy. Like, why are you attracted to these older women? But I was learning wisdom from them. I knew what I wanted. That's just the truth. I knew that if I want to be successful, I must learn from these people. It's not like they are not perfect. It's not like they are perfect. Sorry. Because you might say, oh, that pastors these days are disappointing, counselors, they don't keep secrets, friends, family, fathers, they will laugh at you and all that. It's true. But learn what you can learn from them. Take what you can take away from them. Don't go and start prognosing, putting your eyes in other areas that God didn't send you. If you want a good counselor, you want a good role model, you want somebody that will supersede you, that whenever you have a problem, you run to them and they will help you before it deteriorates, before it goes back. You must pray and look, God will direct you to get someone that will always you confide in and will tell you the right and the proper way to go about it. Look at relationships today. You see girls and boys mingling when they are not supposed to, when they are not even married. You see a lady who pack all her property and enter into the man's house and they have not even paid her bride price. What will come out of that relationship? Pregnancy, STDs. You tell the person, listen, listen, listen. The person doesn't want to listen. You think that he knows, she knows all. Or you see a man packing everything into the woman's house when they are not married. You see them, they start having children. But if they are teachable, if they are sitting down, asking questions, what is the proper way to do these things? They can't make that mistake. If you are repeating the same mistake your parents did, that means you have a problem. Because why they made that mistake is so that you won't pass through that. You won't make that mistake again. Even Jesus Christ, he passed through a lot of things and said, I don't want you to suffer these things again. That's why I did it, because of you. I passed through these things because I do not want you to go and repeat the same mistakes. I don't want you to suffer again. I want you to be successful. That's the reason why we learn from other people's mistakes. So you repeating that cycle, that means there's a problem somewhere. You are not sitting down. You're still standing, your leg, they pain you. You're still sitting. You're still standing, rather. You want to fly. Like, you don't even want to follow the due process, the steps. I think that when you want to get married, it is better to start when you already, like, you and the girl have already had an agreement that you both are going to be settling down. That's when you start counseling, not 3 days to the marriage, you're going for marriage counseling. What are you going to be learning? Or 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what are you going to be learning? I think that they should extend these things because people are ignorant. A lot of guys, a lot of ladies, they are ignorant. They don't know anything. Marriage just they hungry them. If you're not prepared, that's how you're gonna be. You rush out in less than 1 year. Even that same day, self, you say, now so marriage they be. It's because you're not prepared. Haven't you heard people that got married today? They've been friends for 10 years, 15 years. They got married today and then they get divorced. Or in less than 1 year, they're already out. They'll say, no, I can't. Let me save myself. That is better that way. It's because they are not ready. They didn't follow the due process. You go to counseling, they will tell you 3 days before the wedding, okay, you answer yes or no question. What are you answering? You don't even know anything. So you should be saving to maybe like 1 year. You have good course. They teach you. Proper teaching. And why our parents' marriages were successful was because they had aunties, uncles, village people, community. They will even call community people for them. They will always go ahead and say, oh, I'm having problem. See. They will tell you, see what you do. See what you will do. But today, nobody wants to listen. Don't tell me. I don't want to share my family problem out there. You don't want to share it now that things are just cracking up little by little. Is it when it now piles up? That time you don't even want to hear anything anymore. Is that when you want to start having a remedy? It is important that we sit under others. Pray. Ask the Holy Spirit to direct you if you're having a problem. Even if you're not having a problem, you need to sit under somebody. That's the key to success. Somebody that can oversee you, look into your future, pray for you, because Apostle Paul was always looking after Timothy. He was always praying for him, blessing him, because he wants him to be a successful Christian. Even when the Corinthians, Ephesians, Philippians, they were having problems, they always call on Paul. They always call on Timothy, please come and help us. So we're having issues. So is it that they can't solve their problems themselves? Is that what you're trying to tell me? They needed a spiritual head, someone that has passed through those things to help them out. And each time Paul came, you will always see there's a relief. Those problems are solved. Even say there are mentors that are submitting to, but you're not even submitting in totality. You have to be a true son, a true daughter, because they will tell you, don't do this, don't do that. Genuine people will tell you this, genuine counselors, they will tell you this, and you won't even listen. You will go ahead and do whatever you want to do. May God help us. I will see you next time in my live video, then we'll continue. I hope this has helped you a lot. Go and prepare yourself. When you are prepared, God will know. He will give you whatever you want. That's the key in life. Get prepared. Be ready. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Be blessed. Please like and share and comment and let me know any other topic you would like us to discuss. May God help our marriages. Your marriage shall not fail. It shall not shatter. It is hidden in the blood of Christ. The enemy can get you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. I love you. Bye. Baby, say bye.